Alright, hello everybody and welcome to my channel. It's probably a new channel because I think I had to delete my other one because my Google account hates me. But hey, it's me, Sarah, and today I have a super exciting first video back review to do for the cosmetic company Jacob and Eli. And so these are 3 palettes from Jacob and Eli. They are the only 3 products that they have on their website as well as on Amazon. And so I found these on Amazon and they are a $40 palette on jacobandeli.com. On Amazon I picked up my first palette for $13.97. And I loved it so much, and I saw that they dropped the other 2 palettes down to $9, and so I picked up all 3. And yeah, I'm just going to talk about each of these palettes separately, the type of shadows they have in here, the color scheme, all that jazz. And I have not seen any other reviews on these as of yet on YouTube. All I've seen is written reviews on Amazon and a couple of photos. And so I wanted to get a big review out there so people can just see how awesome these palettes are. And right now they're like literally less than $10. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you should go check out Jacob and Eli right now while you're watching this. When you see the swatches and the colors, you're gonna want to get it. So let's get into these palettes. These are the 3 palettes from Jacob and Eli. I purchased all 3 because it's like literally less than $30, and I got 2 of them. I got like 10% off. So I did spend less than $30 getting all 3. And so they have the Hidden Gems palette, which they all have like this geometric kind of look to it, and the Hidden Gems palette has like light blue in the geometric-esque stuff. And they have the colors, names, ingredients, cruelty-free on the back. And you open it up, it's all the geometric. No mirror, but here is the shadows. This is the Hidden Gem palette. They have mattes, shimmers, foils, and I believe 4 duochrome shades in this palette. So that's the Hidden Gems palette. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. Next is the Bear palette, and so this one is just all like a really pretty navy blue. They're so sleek and they're pretty heavy and they're a good size in your hand. Has a little Jacob and Eli on there. The back, same thing, colors. It has all the names, ingredients, cruelty free. And you open her up, no mirror again, but I mean, it's a $10 eyeshadow palette. You're getting what you pay for. And then here are the colors in the Bear palette. And so again, a couple duochromes, a couple of matte shades, some shimmers. I don't think there are any foil shades in here. I don't know. This is the only one I have not played with yet, but I decided to pick it up anyways just because you always need a couple of neutral tones in your life. And so it's even got like a purple and a pink and kind of like these really cool gray colors over here. And so it has a little bit of everything, which was another reason I wanted to pick it up. And the last palette is the Candy Peaches palette. And this one has like an orange accent to it. On the back, here's all the colors, yada yada yada, you get the drill. And you open her up, and this was the first palette that I purchased from Jacob and Eli, and I had it for about a week and I wasn't messing with it yet. And then I looked and realized that they had dropped another like $4 in price, and I was just like, okay, let's just swatch her. Oh my gosh, this swatches so beautifully, and I used it a couple times and I was like, I just have to get the other 2. I just have to. And so you can see she's a little dirty. I've used her a little bit. But it has yellows, peaches, pinks, this really beautiful purple, and it has these matte brown shades over here, which I think really completes it, and you can really do a complete look with this palette, either a really soft and neutral look with like a light pink or a really light yellow and the browns, or you can go all out. I've been doing like some neon looks with these yellows and these bright pinks up here. So those are the 4 palettes. They all come, I have the box for just one of them, an identical looking box. This is the box for the Bear palette. It comes in this box. It has all the same stuff on it, and they all come in with these little cards in them. And it talks about leaving them a review on Amazon, jacobandeli.com, or on walmart.com. I looked on Walmart to see if I could find these palettes, but I could not. They are sold out on Jacob and Eli, and on jacobandeli.com they're $40 each. But on Amazon right now, they're still on Amazon for $9.97 per palette. So I recommend doing it on Amazon. But it has like all their little info and everything, and just like it's talking about how they're a new company and they appreciate the reviews. And then they all have, you know, the good stuff. The nice little sheet to protect the colors. And so I think we're gonna start with the Swatching the Bear palette. And so we're just gonna start left to right, and I'll name off each of the colors as I go. So this is Jake. A really nice kind of pearlescent color. This is Fran. It's just a matte cream shade. Anita. And that's a satin pink color. Gina. And that's so close to my skin tone, it's ridiculous. But it's another really beautiful satin kind of tan color. That's an old swatch from before that won't go away. Next is Leela, which is a matte with a bit of shimmer in there. And again, these shadows are so creamy when I roll my finger around in them. And that is, oh, what is that? That's Monty. And so that's the first row. Wipe my fingers off. Next row we have Mandy. Really beautiful, like a foiled, almost like a muted gold color. Next we have Eddie, which is just a really nice neutral orange shade, good for blending and stuff. Then we have Ari, which is showing up kind of gray, but it's a really beautiful, like a muted lavender color, and it's matte, and it's so pigmented. So far these have all been very pigmented. I know swatches aren't like always the best thing to base stuff off of, but for me, for these shadows, when I swatch Candy Peaches, it translates to the eye. The intensity, the color, the finish translates very well to the eye. It's amazing. Next we have Pico, which is kind of like a shimmery, like a reddy brown color. And then we have Addie, which is a beautiful cool tone brown. It's a matte finish. And then last on this row we have Lily, which is a little bit of a duochrome is happening here with Lily. They do look a little chunky. It's just because I'm so aggressive when I do swatches. But I talked about this in my other video when I was doing hidden gems, is that the matte shades, however they press these powders is so intense that you have to push a little bit to get some of the color out. But the foiled and shimmer shades are much more lightly packed together, and so they're a lot easier to kick up and have a little bit of fallout. And last row, Schmez, I think is how you say that. It's a really pretty just satin finish brown. And then Chico is a matte brown with a little bit of a gold glitter in there. And then Meg's a really beautiful kind of pop of color in a neutral palette. And it's a satin purple finish. Austin is more of a warmer matte brown. And then we have Danny, which is a very cool tone, almost like a grayish brown. The swatches at the end are going to get really weird just because all the tendons in my wrist. And then last we have Mel, which is a really beautiful, cool, like a greeny gray color. And then there are all of these swatches of the Bare palette. So creamy and so pigmented. I know that people use it to describe a lot of things, but for me to be able to describe a $9 palette as creamy, pigmented, blendable, translates well to the eyes, you can't beat that. So we're gonna move on to Hidden Gems now. Alright, so now we're gonna do Hidden Gems. This is the one I used in my look for today. I really enjoy these colors. I already have an opinion on it, kind of, but we're just gonna swatch them, and then that's how she looks, and then left to right, and I'll name them off as I go, starting with Pearl. It's a really beautiful satin white color. Zircon or Zircon, I'm not really sure. Another really beautiful, it's like a champagne-y shimmer color. Next we have Quartz, which I really love. It's literally like, it's not quite matte, but it's not quite, it's a little more than like a satin, I'm not really sure. But it's beautiful. That pink is just, and it translates to that color pink. Beautiful. Beautiful. Next we have Opal, which is literally like not showing up at all for some reason, but it's a really beautiful, like pearled version of just this pink shadow. It's very pearlescent, which I think is really beautiful. Next we have Citrin? I'm not really sure. There's that. That's Citrin. Next we have Aquamarine, which is also really beautiful. It's like a really greeny, a little bit of like a copper glitter in there, like a duochrome. Next row we have Topaz, which is just a really wonderful matte transition shade, which I think goes really well, and it's literally my skin tone, but it's a very cool toned matte color, which people are tired of the warm tones. This is one of the reasons that I grabbed this palette. Next we have Amethyst, which was that one right there. And then next to Amethyst we're doing Ruby, which is more of a red version of Amethyst. They're both like a really beautiful foily satin finish. And last we have Sterling, not last, but you know what I mean. This is one color that I have not even swatched yet, and it's so like silvery and gray. Do you see that? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so silver. Like sterling silver. Next we have Carrot, which is a true foiled shade. It's literally like, it's literally gold. Look at the color on that. That's just, that's insane. Last on this row we have Sapphire, which is a really pretty blue. This was the only one that feels a little bit drier to the touch when I swirl it around. It's not as like wet and creamy, but look at how that foils up. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Sapphire. Not as pigmented, but I think part of the issue with swatching it is just it's a little bit of a drier formula. I'm not sure why. I do believe it to be just a satin similar to like these two up here, which swatch really well. So I know blues are harder to do, but I used it on my lower lash line and it worked really well. So Amber is a warm toned, kind of like an orange brown matte, very creamy, very pigmented. And then we have this really beautiful, like a deep, deep muted purple. Tanzanite. Little patchier of a swatch, but I mean, again, that doesn't really translate to the eye like that. really creamy, beautiful matte shade. Garnet is one of my favorite shades, I think. It's this really beautiful, deep, maroony color. Oh, and she's got a little aggressive there. And it blends out beautifully on the eye. And these next two colors are ones that I'm just really excited about. And so we have Peridot. This reminds me of the blue-brown pigment from MAC. It's like a duochrome. Oh, there we go. You can kind of see it. But it's brown, but the flecks and the reflections in it are like a blue-green. And then next is Emerald, which is also so creamy. And it has like kind of green reflectance in it, but its base color is a little more of like a muted green color. And just look at the reflection they left on my finger after I swatched them. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Last we have Onyx, which I would say is like a almost gray black base with copper glitter reflex in it. And there's Onyx. So I'm also really glad that they don't give you, you don't have to have, there's no black in here, which is kind of nice in my opinion, just because with all these really beautiful like jewel and gem toned colors, I think that a black would be too intense. And so they do give you Onyx, but there is, like I said, some reflex and a little bit of shimmer in it, but it's not like a glitter shade like some of these other ones would be considered, or like a duochrome shade. But yeah, so that was the Hidden Gems palette. Beautiful range of duochrome, shimmer, foil, matte colors. Very pigmented, very creamy, easy to work with, and they translate like this onto the eye, which is amazing. And the last palette from Jacob & Eli is the Candy Peaches palette. I've had this the longest, for about 2 weeks now, and I've swatched this in in my room a few times, just because the colors are that good, and I've used it on my eye a couple times. Never taken any pictures though. I use it like in an everyday basis. They wear really well, they stay put, the color, you see these colors, they go like that on your eye. So I'll swatch them left to right again, naming each of them, and prepare to be wowed, people. Prepare. So first we're gonna go in with Mint. And it's a really beautiful, like a white base shade with a beautiful minty green, like duochrome in there. Next we're gonna go in with Sour. A beautiful shimmer, not even like shimmer, like a foiled, like true yellow shade, which I really, really love. Next is Taffy, which is a beautiful matte transition color. Very creamy, very pigmented. Next is Caramel, which is more orange as opposed to Taffy. And even just a little like neon almost when you swatch it. Next we have Bubblegum, which is just a really pretty baby pink color. It's a matte. Again, so creamy and pigmented. And then last we have Sweet, which is just, oh, I thought you were matte, but it has a little bit of a sheen to it. Well, it translates matte, okay. Beautiful, cooler toned, very light brown. Next we have Saltwater, which is very similar to Mint, except I would say it has more yellow tones to it. You see? There's Saltwater, and there's, this is Mint, and this is Saltwater. And Saltwater's beautiful. Really beautiful on the lid. Next is Coins. little bit of a sheen to it. Very beautiful though. Creamy. This is one of the colors I was really impressed with. It's called Rings. It's a foiled orange shade. So there's Rings. It's so bright and it goes on your eye that bright. I was really just like, oh, they're super pigmented. I'll just use a little bit of them. This is how they go on your eye. It's insane. Next we have Gummy, which is a matte with a little bit of gold glitter in it. It doesn't translate though on the lid, so don't worry about seeing the glitter in there. And then we have Jelly, which is a deeper matte pink color. Reminds me a lot of the color Amethyst in the Hidden Gems palette, but this is more have a berry undertone, whereas the other one has like this, like a lighter pink undertone. I don't know how to describe it. I'm really good at describing colors. This is in the color Chocolate because, you know, it's brown. Again, a really cool toned brown shade that you can use to deepen up the outer crease and all that jazz. Next we have Lollipop, which is another color I was so impressed with. It's a foiled-esque shade. I don't even know exactly. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's a true orange yellow foiled shade. And it translates like that onto the lid. It's crazy. Next we have Jelly Bean, which is more of a satin matte color. Very peachy. Gumball, which is a really muted brownish peach color. Pretty pigmented. It's really soft in the pan. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why this one pat it down a little bit, but it's still, the color is still there. You see what I'm saying? Even though it was flaking up a little bit. Next we have Jawbreaker, which is another peachy color. It's more of a red though. And then we have Fruity, which reminds me a lot of another one of the colors in the Bear palette. And it's a really beautiful, almost a metallic finish, deep purple shade. And then last we have Licorice, which is the darkest matte brown, like transition slash crease shade that they have in this outer corner right here. It's not as impressive as some of the other colors, I think, and like in the Bear palette as far as like deep matte browns go, but this is how those colors, they translate that color on your arm. It's insane. They're beautiful. And so there's all the swatches for, this is the Candy Peaches palette. And this palette honestly reminds me a lot of a palette, the peach palette from Carity Cosmetics, and their palette is $25, I believe. I've been looking at it for a while because I was really looking for a peach colored palette like this. And then when I saw him for $13, I was just like, I'm just getting that. But it reminds me so much of the peach palette from Carity. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I mean, I just did, this is just swatches. This is not the demo. I'll do the demo in another video. But that was for the Candy Peaches, the Bear palette, or the Hidden Gems and the Bear palette from Jacob and Eli Cosmetics. I'll have the Amazon store linked down below for where I got these. As far as I know, it should still be $9.97. I will post like above the link if it's a different price now, but either way, it's gonna be a better deal than trying to get it from jacobandeli.com, where it's still sold out, but it's $40 on there, so I don't know how that works. But I will probably be posting a lot of these on my Instagram. So I highly recommend these 3 palettes. I am honestly blown away. And yeah, it's like some of my new favorite things that I purchased in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Comment down below if you have the Jacob and Eli palettes or if you're looking to try them out, because I swatched this one and I fell in love like instantly and I had to get the other 2. But I am super excited to be able to share these with you guys because it's a much cheaper alternative to a lot of other larger palettes if you're just looking to expand your collection a little bit, or if you're looking for a whole different company. I really love finding these smaller companies and being able to try out new products for either a better price or even a different kind of formula. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe down below. Helps me out a lot because I'm pretty sure this is my new channel now. I think that's where I'm at. I think I had to do it. So yeah, hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time with me. Bye!